Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This week's video is all about spring, summer trends. So normally my channel isn't really based around trends because I like to buy my clothes with the mindset of wanting to wear them for many years to come, and normally trends stick around for some time and then there's a new trend. So it's not really my kind of philosophy when it comes to fashion and styling. But I do really think that whenever there are new trends, they do influence the way you are dressing, maybe just partially, maybe just a little bit. But I do believe that being confronted every day with certain ways of dressing and certain clothing items does have an impact on how you like to dress. So I thought, why not do a video on the spring summer trends 2022, just have an idea what's going on in the fashion world right now, and then see if maybe one or two things are compatible with the thought of being timeless, elegant and chic. I just think it's really interesting to know what's going on in the fashion world, and maybe to reflect at the end of the year how these trends might have slightly been incorporated in your own personal style. So that's why I'm doing this video. Also, I just personally enjoy looking at all these trends. I don't follow them mostly, but I do think it's really interesting what designers come up with every year. So yeah, let's just have a look what's going on this year. If you like the video, please do leave a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would be incredibly grateful. But without further ado, let's get right into the video. So the first trend I want to talk about is bright colors. So you see a lot of like these highlighter colors, lime green is a thing, hot pink, these kind of colors, very bold, very in your face. So spring and summer are much more colorful, and I just think that the designers were going for this kind of color scheme just because we have this very grey, very isolated winter. Fortunately, it's over, but I just think that we want to live, and I think that's translated into these bold colors that you see on the runway. I do want to incorporate a bit more color into my wardrobe, maybe not these kinds of colors, but I do feel like it inspires me. So this is just my takeaway of this trend, incorporating a tiny little bit more color, maybe not that bold, but color nonetheless. The second trend is also about materials, and you see a lot of metallics. I'm not quite sure about this trend. I think I like the idea. I like the idea for evening dresses. For those of you out there who are a bit more, let's say, experimental, I think that could be a really cool trend, and you can either dress it up and dress it down. I think dressing down would be a bit more tricky just because metallic is, I don't know, I just associate it with glam. It just feels much more extravagant. So for those of you who are more experimental, I do think that is a very cool trend that you can try out. For me, I'm probably not going to participate in this trend, but that's totally fine. Another trend this year is cutouts, and this one I think I like. So the thing is, you can go two ways with that. You can have like subtle cutouts. I think especially for summer dresses that could be really cute if you've just got small little triangles in your waist or something. You can go pretty overboard with the cutouts, which is something I wouldn't personally wear just because I don't think it's very classic or elegant. But I do think that these cutout trends you can incorporate in a more timeless style if you do it in a more subtle way. So I am quite interested in this trend. I'm going to look into it and see how I can translate it into my own style. But I do think it could be really nice. So feathers are actually another trend for 2022, which I feel like this year designers just wanted to go out. They wanted color, they wanted feathers, they wanted cutouts, they went all out. And I do think it's quite fun. For me, feathers is again a trend that's more for events or for evening wear rather than everyday life. I do think that some brands will try to incorporate it in their normal designs, but to be honest, I don't really see that working out like for a longer period of time. They can be very nice for just very big and dramatic dresses, I do think, but I don't see this trend lasting that long or being a trend that is easy to incorporate into your everyday life. So that's just my opinion on that. Kind of similar to the feathers trend is the fringing trend. You did see a lot of designers doing that on the runways this year, and this one I think is a lot more easy to incorporate into everyday wear. For me, again, like the feathers, I kind of associate fringing with evening wear. Don't know why I do that, but it's just what I have in mind when I think of it. But as I said, I do think it is easier to translate into street fashion or everyday fashion, just because you don't have feathers that are a bit tricky when it comes to maintenance and like your everyday life. So I do think that it will be a lot more easy to wear, and I do think that you will see this trend on the streets. For those of you out there who are excited about it, go for it. So the next trend is actually not a new trend, because last year it also was a big thing, and that is wearing underwear as outerwear, especially bras. You see a lot of bras worn underneath blazers, or maybe you've got a transparent blouse and you've got your bra, or very deep cut blouse and you've got your bra peeking out, for example, or you're very bold and you just wear a bra and a skirt or trousers. This trend is new, but it's still here, and I do have to say I kind of like it. It's not my kind of style, but so when you're wearing a suit as a woman, I do feel like sometimes it's very easy to look more masculine, and I do think that this bra detail just gives you a little bit of this feminine energy again, and this sexiness that I think really works very well with a very strict or maybe even oversized suit. So I really love this kind of style. I don't know if I'm going to wear it myself. I don't see it, but maybe at the end of the year, who knows what I'm going to be wearing. So I actually really enjoy this trend as long as it's like tasteful. I mean, everyone can decide for themselves what they think is tasteful, but for me, like wearing a suit with a bra underneath is very sexy, and it's just still sophisticated. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's just my take on it, but I do really like this trend. Okay, so another trend that you might see a lot more of this year is actually low rise, which I hoped it wouldn't come back. For me, it's not that flattering, to be honest, but it is back. So you will see a lot more of low-rise trousers, low-rise skirts, a little bit of this 2000 vibe going on. If you remember, like Britney Spears, that's the thing we're going for. I mean, I understand that you want to do something different after having years and years of high-rise and very high-cut trousers and skirts, but for me, this is just not my trend. I don't think there's a lot of people out there who can pull it off or who this trend suits, just because it just distorts the proportions for me a little bit. I mean, if you like low-cut trousers, skirts, whatever, go for it. And if you feel confident, then definitely go for it. But for me, high-rise is something I will always prefer, and I don't see myself ever wearing something low-cut. And I don't see this kind of trend influencing my personal style in any kind of way, to be honest. But let's see how long this trend is actually going to stick around. The next trend I want to talk about is mini skirts, and a lot of them are pretty mini, so micro mini skirts. You did see a lot of them on the catwalks, and I do like mini skirts. Micro mini skirts sometimes are a bit short. They are a bit too short for me, but I do think when you're a petite person, it can be very nice to wear a short skirt and just show off your legs. I think there's nothing more feminine than wearing a dress or a skirt, and I do feel my best when I'm wearing skirts. I don't really like wearing trousers because, first of all, I don't think they work with my body as well as skirts do. And secondly, skirts are just so comfortable, really. You don't have to wear these very tight skirts. You can wear like a little bit of A-line skirt or a flowy skirt. I really enjoy wearing them, and I feel like they're really comfortable. So for me, I am totally on board with this trend, and I am quite happy that the mini skirt is back. There's just something about a short skirt that makes me feel pretty. You know what I mean? So this is another trend that I actually really enjoy. Okay, I've got two accessory trends, one of them being big bags. So a lot of designers did really big bags, and for me, I am a bit undecided on this trend. I do think that a smaller bag looks more elegant, but I do see the appeal of having a big bag. I am the kind of person who likes to carry around a lot of things, and I want to carry around my water bottle, my book, my camera, my phone, my whatever. I've got a lot of stuff that I want to carry around with me. So having a big bag is actually quite convenient. That way, I am on board with this trend, but at the same time, I do think smaller bags look more elegant, because having like a very big bag with you will kind of swallow you up. At least for me, I'm 1.60 meters, and I think if I choose a bag that's too big, then I will just look a little bit like a kid, maybe. I don't know, maybe I'm the only one thinking that. But it is very handy, and if they come up with very nice and beautiful designs for big bags, I am all here for it. For me, it's still more practical than fashionable. But maybe this is going to change. Maybe this kind of view, that's the thing I was talking about in the beginning, that your perspective might change and be influenced by the trends, although you're not really following them. So now I'm saying, ooh, they look like workwear. But if you keep seeing the same kind of things like these big bags over and over and over and over again, you might start to think differently about them. So that is just why I think even if we don't consciously follow trends, we might end up following them subconsciously. Okay, and the last trend I actually want to talk about are platform heels. I can't really say that I like this trend. I do see the appeal of having like a platform in the front, and you can be very tall, your legs can look very, very long, but somehow for me they're just not an elegant shoe. They actually remind me of the time when I used to play with Barbies. My Barbies had these kinds of shoes, and I know when I was younger I really liked that, but now I really can't see me wearing these shoes. But that just is my personal opinion. Alright guys, so I really do hope that you enjoyed this week's video. I thought it was quite interesting to look up all of these trends and just compare fashion shows. I think it's really fascinating how all the designers kind of seem to do something similar every season. So, I mean, do they talk backstage? Hey, I'm going to do this. Do you want to do that? I mean, how is it possible that multiple designers just randomly do like platform heels? I don't really know how that's happening. Anyways, I am just talking randomly right now. If you liked the video, please do leave a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would be incredibly grateful. I hope you're going to have a lovely week. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you for next week's video. Goodbye.